So last night, as I got back from doing my daily jog with my wife, I decided to throw my SIM card inside of the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022, which is a mouthful to say, so I'll just be referring to it as a stylus. But I wanted to see how this phone would fare after not using it for a little while. So I put my SIM card inside of it. And yes, it is currently on Android 13, so not getting 14. Motos are not known for getting monthly security patch updates as well, so that'll have to do. But anyways, this is a 2-year-old device, so really interested in seeing just how well it's going to perform as a mid-ranger. So a couple things to know here is that it's got, this nice ripple effect that you can do to the wallpaper. Wanted to highlight that, even though it doesn't make the experience good or bad. You got a headphone jack, you got the stylus, you got the SIM tray that doubles up as an SD card port as well. Power button with the biometrics, triple camera setup, good for videography and cinematography. Nice size for a phablet. So it's been real interesting using the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022, and it's a lot to say for a phone, but definitely I will say it's actually been pretty cool using it. So one of the major things is that, of course, it's a little bit different. We have the Google Pixels, we have the iPhones, and they have their differences, but sometimes it feels a little bit plain Jane. Being that on the Pixels, there's a little bit more leeway to have a little bit, something quirky. But, I understand not everybody is about customization, and not everybody is about, just having the weirdness of like something visual, and that's okay, but for those that do want those kinds of things, you'll get that with the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022. And yeah, I mean, that little ripple effect of my wallpaper, that's one thing I really enjoy. Just when I unlock the phone, I see that's like pretty cool to me. It's not anything that's gonna make the experience so much better, but it's nice to have. Of course, if you're somebody that really absolutely wants a larger display, this definitely does do the job. I mean, this is a big phone compared to what I normally use, I can take my iPhone 12 here and put them side by side, and yeah, it's like a significant difference in size. My son has the Moto G Stylus 5G 2023, and I've held his phone, and it does feel nice in the hand, I'll give it that. But the ergonomics of that phone, which is the newer model over this one, I would still say that this one has the sweet spot. Aside from that, there is one cool feature I like about not just the Moto G Stylus, but Moto devices that I wish would come to Pixels or even iPhones. You know what? I'm not gonna talk to you guys about it. I'm gonna show you guys it. Yo, what up everybody? So this is probably one of the cool features that I really like about not just the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022. Can't really gotta say that long of a name just so that way people have an idea of what phone I'm talking about. But just Motorola in general, they're able to do something like this, and this is like a nifty tool for content creators. I just kind of wish that it had better image stabilization when recording. All right. Another dual capture mode. This time, it's in portrait recording, not landscape. All right, so it's 1:40 p.m. and I'm currently sitting at like 65% battery. So if you guys can see that, best I can get the selfie cam to focus. But anyways, yeah, I'm about to take my son to work, and hopefully my wife goes on a lunch break. It does, and I'll be able to go with her. So yeah, here we go. So performance-wise with the Moto G Stylus, it's actually pretty snappy. There's times where it gets a little janky and it just gets a little frustrating because it'll just act super sluggish, but today it's doing fairly well. And so as you guys can see, it's not the best in sunlight. Yeah, I can barely see the screen itself, so if you're wondering just like how well will it do in sun, I wouldn't say it does the best. With your actual eye, you can kind of see the screen. Let me make sure. Nope, it's not full brightness. All right. So that's at full brightness, and it's still hard to see. Okay, well, it's not, a park with an awesome scenery. I'm waiting for my wife to come out to have lunch, but Anyways, this is video recording with the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022. It's a long thing to say. And it is currently at 30 frames per second. Just kind of like testing the cameras out. And we'll zoom in. This is a 2.6 times zoom. And fully zoom out. All right, video recording, 60 frames per second, 1080p. I'll try not to like cover the microphone while I try to zoom in, but we got 3 times zoom and zoomed all the way out. So don't know how well, so I'll just walk around my vehicle, but don't know how well the stabilization will be. Kind of wish though, judging from like the viewfinder, that the stabilization on this would be with the dual capture mode. But anyways, yeah, it's the main camera sensor. Let's flip it around and do a selfie. All right, selfie video, and there's no settings to mess with it or say put it in 60 frames per second for the goodness, but I believe it's shooting in 1080p 30 frames. There we have it. Just kind of walking to give you guys an idea of like what the stabilization would be like. But anyways, so we got a vehicle passing by. I love when I'm vlogging and people stop to stare. It's just like, we've had technology, YouTube, TikTok, and all this stuff. And it's like, you almost feel like that they've never seen anybody vlog before. But anyways, yeah, this is a video from the front selfie cam. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
And because now I'm shooting in the store, I'm voiceovering this segment just because, you know, music playing in there and people walking around. But this is shooting in 1080p 30 frames, while this is shooting in 1080p 60 frames indoor with a good amount of light, and also checking out the stabilization as well, which is not the greatest stabilization, I would say. But again, this is a mid-range device, so I'm not really going to complain all too much about that. And I think it would get the job done as far as for video. Flipping around to the selfie cam, and this is what it would look like. I have my hand pretty extended and really had to reach up, but it still just looks like a very close-up shot.
All right, everybody, that pretty much sums it up with the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022. That is my thoughts using the phone throughout a day since last night, actually. And let me just say this. You may have noticed in this video, not once did I really reference the stylus. That's because I'm a person that doesn't really need a stylus for my phone. Like, there's not really a lot that I do with it. The most I'll probably do is maybe download a game like Cooking Mama that I used to play on the Nintendo DS and play it on here and use the stylus for that game. Other than that, there's not really much that I would need a stylus for, at least in my personal life. Now, other people may be different, and that's why the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022 is around. That's why previous stylus models have been around. That's why there's future stylus models for Motorola coming around. It's because people tend to want a stylus with their phone, but not want to spend $1,000 for a phone that comes with a stylus like the Galaxy S24 Ultra, to be precise. This fulfills the void that LG has left when they stepped out of the mobile phone market, because the Stylo series from LG was pretty popular. A lot of people really enjoyed using that phone, and Motorola was going to contend against it because it also came out with a stylus right around the Stylo series was really popping. Fortunately, LG walked away, so Motorola picks up the mantle and carries on the use of a stylus in the phone. And the fact is, you can get this phone, this particular phone right now, you can probably find it for like 150 bucks or less. Originally, price dropped when it came out was like almost 400 bucks or about 400 bucks. And so, yeah, that kind of, you know, it does okay. The processor does just fine. It is a smooth experience, but you have to remember it's a mid-ranger. Cameras, some people complain about them, but I always like to remind people it's a mid-ranger. They did not invest flagship money to build this device. They invested what they thought would be the bare essentials for anyone out there using a smartphone, what they would want or need out of it. And that's really what this is. Nothing more than that. So while my dog is over there barking because he wants to go outside, so I gotta go take him outside real quick. But hopefully you guys enjoyed what I had to say in this video about the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022. It's a long name to say. But appreciate you guys for checking out the video and my previous I used the device for a day videos. I really love you guys for that. Thanks so much for getting those videos growing. Appreciate it. I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.